In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
On the morning of May 7, 1945, Germany surrendered, effectively ending World War II in Europe. During the war, Germany had developed many advanced technologies, including the V-1 flying bomb, the V-2 rocket, and the Messerschmitt 262 jet fighter. These advancements were kept highly secret, but now that Germany had fallen, they were up for grabs. Germany had already been split into 3 zones of post-war control during the Yalta Conference a couple months before the war ended. This meant that American, English, and Soviet intelligence teams were racing to retrieve as much precious equipment as they could before the division took place. Though America was trying to recover equipment and weapons, the most important of all were the Nazi scientists. The Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, JIOA for short, was directly responsible for Operation Paperclip, a campaign to get these scientists away from the Soviets so they could work for us in the looming Cold War. However, in order to gain the upper hand, war criminals were never tried, but instead swiftly integrated into the newly formed military-industrial complex. And some of these scientists were even tried and found guilty, but were still brought to the U.S. Truman was now in control of the White House, and, taken completely by surprise, and not having been briefed about the growing problems with Soviet Russia during his few weeks as vice president, was in no position to seize the reins of government. The Joint Chiefs of Staff decided to ask the newly appointed President Truman to expand Operation Overcast. He consented, and in August 1945, President Truman authorized Operation Paperclip. Wernher von Braun was arguably the highest-profile scientist to be brought from Germany under Operation Paperclip. During World War II, von Braun had worked for the German Army developing the V-2 rocket, which the U.S. realized had great potential if coupled with their newly perfected atom bomb. Though he was initially labeled as a security risk, the Office of the Military Government U.S., the body responsible for post-war occupation of Germany, found it hard to reach a conclusion about von Braun. The areas where he had worked were now under Soviet control, and the Americans could not find hard evidence one way or another. Though they did know that the Dora concentration camp was the sole source of labor for the V-2 factory Mittelwerk, there was no evidence directly linking him to it. Although not everyone accepted the government's spin on his past, Tom Lehrer and Mort Saal being 2 prominent such figures, von Braun's contributions are undeniable. He has since gone to start the space program in conjunction with NASA. He was the chief architect of the Saturn V launch vehicle, and his work on rockets led to the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station.